Notre Dame and Indiana, Joe, we continued breaking down these games. We're doing the keys to victory yet again if you're just joining us. But your keys to victory on how Notre Dame beats Indiana, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that the biggest key for them is getting after Curtis Rourke when he's throwing the football, forcing turnovers. We saw what happened against Ohio State where they had some success running the ball. They had an early successful drive where they were able to score and finish off that drive. But as the game went on, the attrition of Ohio State's defensive front started to wear down on Indiana to the point where in third and long situations, he didn't have any time. Notre Dame, one, has the defensive lineman, especially in the interior. It seems like Howard Cross is going to be playing in this game, and Riley Mills has been awesome. They need to impose their will, and they need to get after Curtis Rourke. And if you get after him, you have one of the most advantageous secondaries that is great at taking advantage of opportunities to turn the football over. Convert, force those turnovers. It's going to be wet. It's going to be snowy. Get the football, flip the momentum if things get close. That, to me, is the biggest part for Notre Dame.
I think the biggest thing for me in Notre Dame is just being yourself. Be who you need to be. Because, Joe, when I look at them and I look at Indiana and keys to victory for this game, you just got to be the physical dominating team that you can be up front. And that's just the God's honest truth. I think Indiana, I want to be careful here because I don't think that they're a scrub team. But every time I see Indiana go up against a team that is recruited well, that's got a physical football team, man, they have not looked good. No. They have not looked good at all. They've got punched in the mouth, and they have not known how to respond here. Stack the box, they're going to be able to run on you. We saw a run on Ohio State. They're going to be able to run the football on you a little bit. Stack the box, and Joe, I'm making Curtis Rourke start beating me. I legitimately am because I know that we can get home to him. I know that we have good enough DBs and corners to go out there and make plays. Joe, every time I see you talking about getting after the quarterback, every time I watch a Notre Dame film, Alsbury, a linebacker, coming from different directions and different angles to get to quarterback. Howard Cross is back, if I'm not mistaken here. Is he not?
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be available for the game.
Well, then that's even more massive for being physical and dominating up front. Line up and run the ball. Now, there's going to be – I do still think that Indiana defensively is good enough to stop you and put you in critical third down situations. Going to continue to lean on it. Riley Leonard has got to complete passes on third down. You are you're much better getting in 3rd and 5 short than you are in 3rd and 5 plus. I'm stealing this from our good friend Josh Pate for just a moment. The conversion rate drops 100 points on third down from 3rd and 4 short to 3rd and 5 or longer. So I am stealing that from him, but I just want to put it out. Listen, that tells me one massive thing. When they got to throw the football on critical situations, they have not been able to overcome that yet. I've seen Indiana multiple times this season go up against physical football teams defensively and be okay. Can you run the ball? Can you throw the ball on third down in critical situations is going to be the key for me.
I disagree on that portion of it because you led this in perfectly by saying that, be yourself, and being yourself is avoiding those situations, is converting and grinding away and getting as many yards as you can through running the football and relying on Riley Leonard as a runner. I think if you're placing all this pressure on Riley Leonard's shoulders to be a passer and to convert in 3rd and long, yes, does he need to win in those areas? Yes, that's important in any football game. But I think that if they're in that many situations, that means that their run game is getting completely stymied or they're throwing the ball way too much. I don't think Notre Dame's going to come into this thing trying to throw the ball very much.
The reason I say that is if I can see them do it to Ohio State, what makes me believe that they can't do it to Notre Dame? Like remember early in that game at Indiana against Ohio State, Joe, remember, we were like, oh shit, this is a slugfest early. And then they just kind of started pouring it on. But my whole thing is that I had to see Will Howard do it.
They're two very different types of teams though. Ohio State throws the ball way more than
You
Notre
really
Dame
think
does.
that he's not going to have to sit there and throw the ball on third
No,
down?
I think that he's going to have to throw the ball in third down
Okay.
situations,
He's
but
not good at it.
I don't think that those situations are going to arise I think that applies for the next round. I don't think those situations apply to this game.
Joe, you're 101st in passing offense. At some point, it's going to catch up to you. Sorry.
They run the ball too well for them to be worried about suddenly changing their identity in the playoff. If they try to change their identity,
they haven't had to change their identity because, quite frankly, they have not gone up against anyone that's able enough to stop it. So that's just the truth.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.